Hi, I'm David Bridgeforth. I was thinking of some books that I think that would be beneficial for people. People always tend to ask me what is a good book to read, or I'm going through this. What is a good book to read, or I'm trying to take it to the next level, or I'm trying to start living my dreams. What is a good book to read, or I'm trying to have a more abundant life. What is a good book to read? And so my first edition of I just looked at my bookshelves plural. There's a whole bunch of them, and found just 5 books that I think that should be the starting point for some people in a variety of different ways of finding out who you really are, discovering your potential, getting in touch with your greatness, living your dreams, finding abundance and peace and love. And there's 5 of them. The first book that I think that would be important is one of the first books that I read, Maya Angelou. I wouldn't give nothing for my journey. Wouldn't give nothing for my journey now. It is, I think, the second or third autobiography of hers. She's done several. She's written 28 books, 20 of them bestsellers. She has 32 doctorate degrees. Maya Angelou, I would call her a friend of mine because she said I was her friend. She introduced me as her friend to her staff. I read her when I was 17, changed my life, and I'm now meeting her, and recently met her, but that is a good place to start. The stories here, the lessons that she presents in this book is simply amazing and will change your life. The second book that I thought would be a good book to read is one of the books when you talk about spirituality and getting in touch with who you really are. Is called A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. This is one of my all-time favorites. This book will get you in touch to why you're really alive, who you really are. I've read this book so many times that the page is falling apart. See, it's just falling apart, and she signed it for me. I've met her, and she's a best-selling author. Amazing. Spirituality. It took me from a religious state of being to a more spiritual state of being. It helped me to realize that there's nothing but love for me in the world. It changed some of my perspective and my old conditioning about what life is really about. Marianne Williamson, A Return to Love. Wow. Gary Zhukov. The Seed of the Soul. It's a very good book. I read this book probably 4 years ago, and it's amazing. This is the spirituality talking about relationships. He really talks about relationships and how soulmates and people come into your life to teach you about yourself, and the people that are in our lives are mirrors of ourselves, and that they help us evolve. People come into our lives to help you evolve and to elevate your existence, but you have to become conscious of that. He talks about a lot of stuff. This man, Gary Zhukov, has been on Oprah before. The Seed of the Soul. He has several books: The Seed of the Heart, The Seed of the Mind, The Seed of the Body, The Seed of the Soul. This book changed your life. Pima Tyrone, I can't say her name ever. Practicing Peace in Times of War. She wrote a book called When Things Fall Apart. Changed my life. When Things Fall Apart. And she has the same energy as Things Fall Apart in this book, Practicing Peace in Time of War. And what this did for me is it helped me realize that peace isn't peace when things are well. When things are going well and life is wonderful and the energy is high and no one's bothering me and everything's flowing, that's not peace. Peace is when there's a storm and my life has been shaken and everything isn't going the way that I wanted to go, or I'm struggling with something. That's when you realize you have peace, because when you go down inside, and it's this quote, it says, keep in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. I've always said it. In the noisy confusion of life, go down and keep that peace in your soul. And that's when peace is. She helped me realize when we're in a recession. People who believe they're in a recession, people who buy into that are in a recession. I'm not in a recession. So it's keeping peace, keeping still, keeping your center when things around you are noisy. This book really changed my life. And then Rush Dozer, Why We Hate. Oh, Why We Hate by Rush Dozer. He is a psychologist, and he wrote about the prejudice. I really gave up my prejudice. People always ask, David, why are you so kind to people? Why are you so loving to people? Why you don't judge or throw stones at people? I read this book and it showed me about myself. It introduced me to a part of me that was very ugly. And reading about why people hate and why people are jealous and why people are mean and rude and unhappy and why people criticize and throw stones has nothing to do with the other person. When someone calls me a name or says they don't like me or criticize me, that has nothing to do with me. That's their stuff. I realized that I was hating on people all my life when I was younger because I had some stuff of my own that I wasn't working with. I wasn't a happy person. And this got me in touch with that. Rush Dozer, Why We Hate. Amazing. That is 5 books. Let me recap. These books, Gary Zhukov's Seed of the Soul, A Return to Love, Marianne Williamson, and my fairy godmother, Marianne Angelou. I wouldn't give nothing for my journey now. These are 5 books to start with. Go buy them. Barnes & Noble's, Borders, you can find them. I'll list them under this on my website so you can get the information, get these books, will change your life forever. In a few weeks, I'll come back with 5 more books. This has been David Bridgeforth. Readers are leaders.